Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Cambridge, Illinois, as tonight TSSR Game Time Live is bringing you the first round of I8FA playoff football action, as tonight the Ridgewood Spartans, the 8-1 Ridgewood Spartans, are taking on the 5-4 South Fork Ponies. John Burton will be on the call with you here tonight. I thought we were going to have Coach Jeffrey from the Galena Wildcats on here with us as well. He has not showed up with. He might be joining us a little bit later on as well. Alyssa will be running the camera for us here tonight in Cambridge, and the weather's starting to cool off. The sun is setting earlier, and that means playoff football is on the horizon. We're kicking things off here in Cambridge tonight. TSSR is all over the state of Illinois tonight covering 8-man football. We got a crew up in Polo for Polo's matchup here. Let me pull up the postseason standings as well. Polo's taking on Alden Hebron. That game is again up in Polo. We have a crew that's over in St. Anne for the 8-9 matchup between St. Anne and St. Thomas More. And then we also have a crew tonight over in Martinsville for the Milford-Cissna Park game. So 3 big 8-man playoff games here tonight on TSSR. We'll have a host of games tomorrow, and as well as some 11-man action as the Macomb Bombers are taking on Murfreesboro over in Macomb. Again, will be played tomorrow. I believe kickoff's about 3 o'clock. Again, I'm a bit under the weather today, so we're going to fight through it the best we can. We're set up here in the bleachers, so if I wasn't sick before, being up here for the next 2.5 hours is definitely going to get me there. Again, if Ridgewood fans might be familiar, you heard me over last week in Ridgewood's win over West Central, 56-28. The only loss in the season for this Ridgewood Spartans team came in their first game of the season. That came against the Amboy Clippers, the number 4 seed here in the postseason of I8FA. Definitely nothing to hang your head about there. But this Ridgewood Spartans team, man, they are different. They're physical. They like to run the football, and they play great defense as well. And we got a lot of people in the live chat. Even before we got going here, if you're joining us, make sure to get into that live chat. Let us know who you're rooting for, Ponies or Spartans. We got Mr. Cole in the chat. Looks like a Ponies fan saying, let's go Ponies. Cheryl Cassid saying, come on Ponies. And Savoy 9786 saying, go Ponies. So a lot of Ponies fans in the chat here tonight. I'm not sure the exact temperature. I'd say it's about 45 degrees out here. Luckily, the wind isn't blowing. If the wind was blowing, that would be a completely different story. It looks like we have a whole mob of Ridgewood fans joining the field here as the Spartans get ready to make their entrance. We'll let you listen in.
All right, let's hear you with your trick-or-treating. Let's hear you. If you're in the tunnel, if you're in the cars, Spartan Nation, let's get ready. It's the playoffs. Get ready to welcome your 2024 Ridgewood Spartans. Let's go, Spartans!
So you see their entrance for the 8-1 Ridgewood Spartans, the number 3 seed here in the I8FA playoffs. We got Lisa Mulvaney in the chat saying, let's go Ponies. A lot of Ponies fans out tonight. Making the trip over to Cambridge. Again, the winner of this game will take on the winner of the Milledgeville and South Beloit game. That game is being played tomorrow at 1 p.m. I believe we'll have the Milledgeville crew on the call over there per usual, as that high-powered missiles offense looks to knock off a much-improved South Beloit team. Brittany Blank in the chat saying, go Ashton and go Ridgewood Spartans. Yeah, we'd love to hear from everybody in on tonight. As I clear my throat, Spartans will start here in I8FA playoff action. His quick kick up to the middle. That one's going to be fielded by number 42, Sean Watt. And Watt's going to be wrapped up and wrestled down right around the 40. And that's where Ridgewood will start their first drive of the game.
Spartans will take over first and 10 on their own 39-yard line.
So Spartans will start with the football. Again, we expect a heavy dosage of the run here tonight for the Spartans.
We do want to remind all fans, if you're parked in your vehicles, to please keep your headlights off. It is a distraction for both the athletes and the officials. We want to keep a safe playing environment.
A great stadium here. This is my first time ever setting up down here. The fishbowl, they call it here in Cambridge. And yeah, it's exactly that. You got hills on all sides. Besides the north end zone, it's a little flatter over there, but it is one wicked setup here in Cambridge. First play from scrimmage is going to be a handoff. It's going to be wrapped around for number 82. This is Ashton Staley, and that's not going to go very far. Pony's defense rallies and brings down Staley along the far sideline. Staley picked up maybe a yard there. Going to set up 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. Staley was big in the passing game last week against West Central. Spartans go to the early jet sweep for him. 2nd and 9 play for the Spartans. This play is going to be a long run up the middle. That's number 25, Roy Sandberg. Big carry there for Sandberg.
Ridgewood Spartan first down.
That run goes for about 15 yards for Sandberg on his first carry of the game. And we know how hard of a runner he is, tough guy to bring down. And he's able to push the ball into Pony's territory. Brittany Blank in the chat saying it's the best we sled that hill every winter. I can imagine so. Maybe a nice sledding hill over there. This one they're going to hand off up the middle once again. Pony's defense brings them down in the backfield. A herd of ponies there, taking down Gavin Franks. He's going to lose about a yard there is where they spot him down. They give him some forward progress. Carter Elder in on the stop for South Fork. Elder, big kid up there. They got him on the roster, 6'3", 265. Up there on the D-line for the Ponies. Play from behind the change. They're going to run it over for Sandberg once again. He's able to keep the feet churning.
Number 25,
nice run there by Roy Sandberg.
Number 11, Jude Walker. Number 74,
his second touch of the game. He's going to set up 3rd down and about 4 to go. So give Sandberg about 7 on the carry. Mr. Cole in the chat saying 74 Carter elder brother is in college. Built like a college football player, that's for sure. So he's going to be handed off to the outside. Once again, here's Franks, and he's going to be brought down hard, but not after the big first down.
Tackle made by number 2, Jared Tracy, but it is good for a Ridgewood Spartan.
Gavin Franks able to pick up. We'll give him about 8 there on the carry. It's going to be a Ridgewood first down, and the Spartans are rolling here early on in quarter number 1. Clock rolls to just 9 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Spartans have the ball spotted on the Ponies 30. Another handoff, this time to Sandberg. Sandberg's able to split the gap. Nice juke move there. And it'll be another first down for Roy Sandberg.
Tackled by number 11, Jude Walker, but it's good for another Ridgewood Spartan first down.
We'll see where they mark him down at exactly. They're going to bring him up to the 15. So it'll be another 15-yard run for Sandberg. He's already up to 37 yards on 3 carries. He was huge last week against West Central as well. He's the man you got to keep your eye on for this Ponies defense. Spartans come set to the line, 1st and 10 on the Ponies 15. Anderson gonna fake the handoff up the middle. They're gonna bring it back to the outside. Brought down by the jersey, it looked like there. That's number 2 on the carry, Wes Sandberg. He's able to go for some positive yards. There's about 5 there on the carry for the other Sandberg, that one of the West variety. Not Roy this time. Second and 5 play, 7 minutes and 30 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Anderson back up under center. Anderson hands this off. Sandberg able to find a home right there along the far sideline. Stretches it out to the pylon, and the Spartans are on the board. A Roy Sandberg 11-yard touchdown run puts 6 on the board for the Spartans. Touchdown comes at 7 minutes and 19 seconds. As the Spartans will get set to go for 2 here. It would appear it's Roy Sandberg in the backfield. They got Franks kind of split out in the back. Anderson's up under center. And it looks like they're going to throw for this one. Going to go deep into the corner. A bit overthrown there. 2-point conversion will not be completed. 6-0 in favor of the number 3 seeded Ridgewood Spartans. Right here in Cambridge, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presentation of I8FA playoff football.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Brody Lush back deep to receive this kick for South Fork as they look to get their first offensive possession of the game. 6-0 in favor of the Spartans. After that Roy Sandberg touchdown run. There's going to be a short kick up the middle, drops right behind the line there. A little bit of issue on the field there. Didn't come out cleanly with that kick. It looks like the Ponies still have it. They do. So that's what they will look to take over.
18.
Right around the 40.
Cole Hagan. Ponies will take over first.
A little dangerous there. Bit of a scare for South Fork on that kickoff. Mr. Cole in the chat saying it's Colin, not Carter Elder. On the roster here, it says Carter. We will go with that, though, however. First play for scrimmage for the Ponies is going to be a direct snap over for number 2, Jared Tracy.
Number 2, Jared Tracy on the carry. Tackle made by number
the quarterback goes for about 3 yards there.
Brings up 2nd down for the Ponies.
2nd and 7 play for the Ponies. Clock rolls under 7 minutes. Tracy, the lone senior, and on the South Fork team. And this is going to be a direct snap, this time out for number 22.
Ian Dial on the carry.
That's Ian Dial.
5, Roy Sandberg, number 42, Sean Watt. brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Ponies.
They have Dial in on the roster as number 14. It appears he's wearing number 22 tonight. At least according to the PA announcer. There's going to be another direct snap for Tracy. And he's going to get the 1st down and a couple more. Tracy able to extend that out, basically about 3 yards past the 1st down marker.
It is good for a South Fork 1st down.
That will be a South Fork 1st down. Now in Spartans territory, ball spotted right around the Spartans, called about the 48. 1st and 10 play is going to be a direct snap out for number 5. Going to be brought down hard this time, about a 6-yard run for Brody Lush.
Number 5, Brody
his
Lush
first
on the
carry of the game.
Tackle made by number 34, Gavin Franks, brings up 2nd down for South Fork.
Give Lush about 5 yards there on the carry. So interesting Wildcat offense here for South Fork. This is my first time seeing this team this season. They're really switching up who they're snapping the ball to. Ball on the ground there. Lush is able to pick it up. It's a big block in the backfield. Lush is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more after that down. 3rd down now. And 5 yards to go for the Ponies. Spartans defense looking for an early stop after the touchdown. There's going to be a direct snap over for Dial, and he's going to be brought down. Might have picked up a yard there, did Dial. And that's going to set up 4th down now.
Made by number 1, Connor McKegg, but it'll be 4th down.
Connor McKegg in on the stop for the Spartans. About 3 yards to go for the 1st down in positive territory.
Make some noise. It's 4th down.
Spartans fans trying to get their defense fired up here. South Fork looking to extend out this drive. Ball's on the ground, and the Ponies will fall on it. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
And the fumble on the play.
Tracy again was looking for that snap in the backfield.
On their own 43-yard line.
Again, it is a cold night. You got to wonder if maybe that is affecting the hands a little bit. We saw the Ponies put the ball on the ground a couple times on that drive. And they will eventually turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. 4 minutes and 15 seconds here in the 1st quarter. Anderson's going to hand this one off. I believe that's Franks up the middle. It is.
Tackle by number 11, Jude Walker.
Jude Walker in on the stop for the Ponies. Franks picks up about 2. Got Amanda Brandon in the chat, confirming that that is Carter Elder. Apologize for that. This run play is going to be swallowed up. Franks back in on the carry. Picked up another
bring up 3rd down for the Spartans.
Decent amount of yards, I guess you could say. It's going to set up 3rd and 6. It's going to be about 2 there for Franks. Just over 3 minutes here in the 1st quarter. Spartans still lead by 6. After picking up the turnover on downs just moments ago. 3rd and 6 play now for Ridgewood. Anderson takes a snap. He's going to get it over for Roy Sandberg. Sandberg has some room to run. Throws out the stiff arm there. Able to break the tackle. And he's actually forced out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him down.
Sandberg on the carry. He steps out of bounds at about the South Fork 28-yard line, where the Spartans will have a 1st down.
Big run there for Sandberg. We give about 22 on the carry there. And again, it was a great stop there in the secondary. I believe that was number 4, Colton Pusetti. Actually, I believe it was number 5, Brody Lush, 4 and 5 there. Able to push Sandberg out of bounds. Without that, that would have been a house call for Sandberg. Clock stops on the out of bounds. Anderson's going to hand this one off to Franks. Runs off the off tackle this time. And it's going to be another chunk of yards there. It's going to go for about 6 there. And we'll try to get some score updates from around the state here as well tonight. Again, opening night of playoff football in the I8FA. We got 3 other crews working tonight, covering some games from all over. Anderson is going to hand this one off. That one's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. We got flags down and on the play. Elder was in on the stop, as well as Jude Walker.
Tackled by number 11, Jude Walker.
Looked like maybe a bit of a high hit there. I wonder if it was a face mask, or we'll see what they call here. It is a face mask.
Penalty is against South Fork.
I believe that was going to be charged on Walker coming through. First penalty of the game, 15-yard penalty.
First down. And don't forget, back behind the concession stand, those delicious, mouth-watering, award-winning pork chop sandwiches for sale.
So that'll push the Spartans 15 yards closer to the end zone. They're going to be basically right at the 10-yard line, it appears. From the angle we're sitting at, maybe a touch behind, maybe about the 11. Minute and 45 seconds. Clock continues to roll. Anderson's going to be a direct handoff this time for Sandberg. And he's going to be stood up there.
Tackled by number 74.
Elder in on the stop.
Short gain on the play brings up second down for the Spartans.
About 3 yards there on the carry for Sandberg. This Ponies defensive line has held up in spots here tonight so far in the first quarter. Gonna have to string a couple stops together, however. Second and 7 play. Anderson wraps it outside. Franks trying to pick up a block downfield. He cuts it back inside, still on his feet, tiptoeing towards the end zone. He's going to come up short. Jared Tracy in on the stop. Going to be about a yard short.
Brings up third down for the Spartans.
About 1 yard to go to the first down marker. And about another yard after that to the end zone. Anderson gives it over for Franks. Franks cuts through the gap, and he's in for a Spartans touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run for Franks makes this a 2-score football game. 12-0 in favor of Ridgewood. Now that touchdown comes with 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Ponies were able to stop Ridgewood on their first 2-point conversion attempt. We'll see if they can get another stop here. Tracy's going to hand it off for Franks. Ball on the ground. That one's going to be short once again. No good on the 2-point conversion. There is 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ridgewood Spartans lead 12-0 over the South Fork Ponies. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of I8FA Round 1 Playoff Football.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. and I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Couture to kick this one away for the Spartans. Lush back deep to receive the first kick. Basically dropped right behind that initial line on the fielding team. We'll see if Ridgewood goes for the same approach here. This one kick's going to be a little bit deeper. Lush is going to come up and he fields it right around the 25. Lush, a little bit of room to work here, splits through the gap and pushes it up close to the Ponies 40. Pretty nice return there by Brody Lush, basically about 15 yards for Lush. And again, the Ponies offense was able to push relatively deep into the Spartans' territory on their first drive of the game, turned it over on downs on a broken fourth down play. A little fumble on the snap. Spartans took over, were able to march their way down the field, took a ton of time off the clock as well. And we're finally able to find the end zone. 21 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Tracy's going to hand this one over for Dial. Dial picks up a block downfield. Dial down the far sideline. It's going to be about a 15-yard run as he's wrestled out of bounds.
22, Ian Dial on the carry. He's out of bounds.
Big run there for Ian Dial.
45-yard line.
Picked up a couple great blocks downfield. That could be the life that this Ponies defense need. Again, you find yourself in a 12-point hole, definitely not insurmountable yet. You definitely don't want to give the ball back to the Spartans and let them have another chance. Tracy, they're going to go right back to Dial. Pretty similar play, and Dial's going to do a similar thing. Push out of bounds this time. He picked up maybe about 12 there.
Out of bounds by number 2, Wes Sandberg.
Wes Sandberg. And on the stop, we'll see where they mark him down. They're actually going to mark him down just short of the first down. So there's only about an 8-yard run there for Dial. Maybe 9, actually. There's only about a yard to go. Ball on the ground once again. Ponies fall on it. That's the third time we've seen them put the football on the ground.
Fumble on the play recovered by number 2,
Jared Tracy able to fall on top of that one, but it's going to lose about 2 yards there. And that'll be the end of quarter number 1. Spartans lead 12-0 here over the Ponies. South Fork is knocking on the door here. A couple big runs from Dial trying to get the Ponies fired up. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of I8FA Play 1.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough.
Back here in Cambridge, Illinois, Spartans lead as we have a fresh 12 minutes put on the clock as we roll over into quarter number 2. Ponies this time, it'll be a run play to start off here on third down. Brody Lushin on the carry. He picked up about 2 yards there. Sandberg once again and on the stop. Fourth and 1 play. Ponies faced with another fourth down. This one a little bit more manageable than the first one.
Let's make some noise.
We'll see if the Ponies can pick it up here. Tracy up under center. They are going to hand off over to Dial. Dial drives through, jumps over some down linemen there, and he's able to get the first down.
Number 22, Ian Dial, tackled by number 25, Roy Sandberg. Number 34, Gavin Franks. It is good for a South Fork first down.
I think both, All right, I think the Spartans line was expecting a sneak there for Tracy. As soon as that ball was snapped, it looked like all of the Spartans linemen just kind of hit the ground. That was about the only person on the feet there. They're going to hand it off to Lush this time.
Brody Lush on the carry, tackled by number 25, Roy Sandberg.
Again, heavy dose of run for both squads here tonight.
For South Fork.
No pass plays yet. Another 2-yard run for Lush. 2nd and 8 for the South Fork Ponies. Again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Milledgeville-South Beloit game tomorrow at 1 p.m. That game, of course, being played over in Milledgeville. There's going to be a run up for Dial. And Dial's starting to come alive a little bit here for South Fork, as he's able to pick up about 5 yards this time. And he had those pair of long runs at the end of the first quarter, able to get the Ponies into Spartans territory. Clock rolls under 10 minutes, 3rd and about 3. Ball on the ground, and it's kicked over. Spartans are going to have it this time.
Play recovered by the Spartans. Number 4, Owen Anderson comes up with the ball. Spartans take over 1st and 10.
And we sound like a broken record at this point, but the Ponies put the ball on the ground once again, and this time it cost them big. So that ball was dropped in the backfield and then kicked past the line of scrimmage before the Spartans were able to field it. Again, just unfortunate because the Ponies were really starting to snowball there down the field. I was able to string together a couple good runs as well as Lush. The turnover will give the ball back to Ridgewood. They lead by 12. This is going to be handed off for Franks. Frank's trying to find room there. He's going to be brought down. About a 1-yard gain for Franks.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down for the Spartans.
I'll set up a 2nd and 9 play for the Spartans. Anderson up under center. He's going to hand this one off the middle. This is Franks with room to run. He's got the 1st down. Actually, he lost the football there. Ponies have it. I think they're going to say Franks was down.
Tackled by number 50, Brody Pop, but it is good for a Ridgewood Spartan 1st down.
So 1st down. Frank's knee must have hit the ground there before that football was wrestled away from him there. Ponies would love a turnover after giving 2 away. Eight minutes and 40 seconds, 1st and 10. Ball on the Spartans 38. This was going to be brought outside. This is going to be Watt on the carry, number 42. It is. Able to break a tackle in the backfield, and he's thrown down late.
42, Sean Watt.
Spartans fans aren't going to like that one.
Carter Elder.
Carter Elder able to wrap up Watt there. Give Watt about 2 there on the carry. Did more side to side than he did forward. Second and 8. This is going to be Sandberg here along the near sideline. Puts his head down, trying to run through the defender.
25, Roy Sandberg,
and he's pushed out of bounds at the 35.
Brody Lush, but not before a Ridgewood Spartan 1st down.
About a 25-yard run there for Sandberg.
On the South Fork 34-yard line.
as looks like we have an equipment timeout here.
Official timeout.
Can't see who that is. It looks like it's number 2, Wes Sandberg, over here on the near sideline. Has an issue with his helmet. As they're going to try to tend to that. Number 0, Carter Hayes, will come in. First and 10 after the long run play from Sandberg. Ball on the Ponies 34. Is going to go to Franks this time, and he's going to be wrestled down.
Carry by number 34, Gavin Franks. Tackle was made by number 50.
That was
Brody
Pop, and on the stop.
To bring up second down for the Spartans.
Franks is still able to pick up about 5 yards there. Franks up to 38 yards unofficially on 10 carries here tonight. He lays the way in touches, but Sandberg's up to 80 yards on just 7. Really a two-headed monster of sorts for the Spartans team. Anderson's going to hand it off to Franks, and this time he's brought down.
Carried by number 34, Gavin Franks.
We'll see where they mark him down at. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 74, Carter Elder.
Carter Elder and Jude Walker.
Down for the Spartans.
Able to wrestle Franks down this time. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Five minutes and 55 seconds here before the halftime intermission. Anderson hands this one off, and he's going to be brought down once again, short of the line of scrimmage. This time it was Sandberg. The Ponies rallying here, and that's going to bring up 4th down as the Ponies are looking to get a turnover here on downs. And again, this deep into South Fork territory, you got to assume that Coach Elder is going to go for this one. But he's got a long ways to go. I'd call that about 7 yards, 4th and 7. For the Spartans, you can see Anderson over here on the near sideline. Down there picking up the play call, and Coach Elder will take a timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for coverage of the I8FA playoff football here, round 1 in Cambridge.
A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to live with the dizziness day to day, especially concussions as well, that we can treat those things here. Same with pain. You don't have to live with the pain that you're experiencing. We have the ability to help you.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Back here in Cambridge, big 4th down play now for Ridgewood. They got about 7 yards to go to move the chains. Franks is in the backfield. They got Sandberg split off to the far side this time. And they're going to hand it off. Nope, they're going to pass it. Anderson over the middle. That pass caught, completed for Wes Sandberg. It's going to be a Spartans first down. The Spartans get it done through the air. And just like that, a brand new set of downs for Ridgewood. Man, the Ponies had them backed up there. And would have loved a turnover here, but now Ridgewood is knocking on the door. Ball spotted right around the Pony 17. Spartans come back set to the line. Anderson takes the snap. He's going to hand it off over for Sandberg. He's tripped up there.
Roy Sandberg on the
That's
carry.
Elder in on the stop once again.
Elder, gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down for the Spartans.
Elder has been a huge vocal point for the defensive line for South Fork. He's been able to make a couple big tackles, and he's able to bring down Sandberg on the solo tackle there. Anderson's going to be a direct handoff. They're going to go right back to Sandberg. Sandberg splits the gap, stiff arms his way into the end zone. The 17-yard touchdown run for Roy Sandberg. His 2nd of the game. And the Spartans extend their lead once again. 18-0 over the South Fork Ponies. Touchdown comes at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, Ridgewood fell short on both of their 2-point conversion attempts here tonight. They tried 1 through the air, tried 1 on the ground, in which they fumbled. We'll see if they can get the job done this time. Anderson, yeah, a lot of movement there. I think they're going to call, and
flag on the play.
We'll see what they call. It might have been a false start on Ridgewood. A lot of movement there on both sides pre-snap. They're going to get the Spartans with a false start.
The Spartans, it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll
so this 2-point conversion will be attempted from 5 yards further back. Again, during the halftime break, we'll try to get some of the other scores from around the area here tonight. Anderson, they're going to hand it off for Sandberg, and he's going to be brought down short. So 0 for 3 on the 2-point conversion attempts. Could play some impact down the stretch. But at this point, the Spartans lead the number 3 seed 18-0 over the number 14 South Fork Ponies. We will keep it here during this break. Again, Sandberg on the day to this point, 9 carries, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saw the touchdown score just moments ago. Franks is up to 10 carries for 38 yards.
Number 5, Byron Couture will kick off for the Spartans. Back for the Ponies, number 5, Brody Lush.
Ian Dial on the game. He's got 6 carries for 36 yards. He leads the way for South Fork in the rushing department. But the 2 fumbles and the turnover on downs really hurt the Ponies here in the opening half. It'll be a short onside kick. It's going to be fielded there. Hit late. Flags are going to come out. That kick was fielded by number 44, Braden Colonius.
Braden Colonius. There is a flag on the play.
Flag down on the play. Spartans jumped the gun a bit there on the onside kick attempt. So the Ponies are going to start in Spartans territory.
Interference against the Spartans.
You don't see that too often on kickoffs. They're going to start this all the way up.
A 15-yard penalty
On the Spartans.
South Fork will take over 1st and 10.
Where are they going to mark them down at?
37
About 37, it looks like. Thank you to the PA guy there, shouting out the yardage. 4 minutes and 14 seconds here before halftime. Ponies have some good starting field position on this drive. They're going to hand it off for Dial. Dial's been pretty big. Makes a couple cuts there. And is able to push it up
to
right around the 30.
Number 25, Roy Sandberg.
It's about a 7-yard carry there for Dial. Roy Sandberg in on the stop.
Play brings up second down for the Ponies.
43 yards on the game now for Dial. Second and third for the Ponies. Again, they've been able to get to this point on all of their drives here tonight, but it's been the turnovers that have hurt them. They're going to go right back to Dial. He's going to be wrestled down there. Nice job by the Spartans line. That was, looks like number 96.
Third down for Southport.
Tyler Bethel, the junior lineman for the Spartan squad. Third down and 3. Tracy will come back up under center. Had the fullback in the backfield there. Looks like he was moving before the ball was snapped. I believe that's where the penalty flags are going to come down. As a passing play, trying to get it out for Lush. We will see what the call is here. Will be an
illegal shift,
illegal procedure.
That penalty is declined.
Penalty declined, so that's going to bring up fourth down.
3 for Southport.
Coach Elder decides to decline that one. 4th and 3rd for the Ponies. And again, a situation where they find themselves on 4th down territory. Trying to keep this drive going here late in the first half. 2 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock. What can the Ponies pull out here? They're going to go through the air. Tracy looking deep downfield. It's going to be caught by Lush. Was he out of bounds?
Pass is complete to number 5, Brody Lush.
They're going to say it was.
Out of bounds. The Ponies now have it first and goal.
Huge pass play there from Tracy to Lush. That one goes for about 27 yards. And just like that, the Ponies now have the ball on the 3rd-yard line. They rush it back to the line very quickly. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Ponies trying to put some points on the board here in the first half. They're going to go back to Dial. Dial trying to jump over the line this time. He's going to come up short.
Ian Dial on the carry.
Just short, though. Maybe about a yard they're going to give Lush there.
Second and goal for the Ponies.
About a yard to go now for South Fork, looking for their first touchdown of the game after that huge completion from Tracy to Lush. And we're going to have flags down. Play will be blown dead.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be a false start on South Fork. So we'll repeat second down from 5 yards back. About 6 yards to go to the end zone now. Penalties starting to add up for the Ponies. Tracy with Dial in the backfield. They're going to go to him, and he's going to be brought down. TFL this time.
Ian Dial on the carry. He's tackled in the backfield by number 73, Mason Blackledge. It'll bring 3rd and goal for the Ponies.
Number 73, Mason Blackledge, in on the TFL. And just like that, the Ponies are now at 3rd down, 9 yards to go to the end zone. Dial loses 2 yards this time. His first negative carry of the game. Minute and 25 seconds. They're going to go through the air. Tracy looking towards the near sideline. He's got a man. That's caught right at the pylon. And it's going to be a touchdown for Brody Lush. Tracy to Lush connection pays through again. Goes for 9 yards and a touchdown. And just like that, the Ponies are on the board. Ridgewood has fell short on all of their two-point conversion attempts. We'll see if the Ponies can right the ship on the two-point attempts. We got an early flag down this time.
Flag on the play.
And it's going to be against South Fork once again. Too many men in motion, I suppose. False start.
South Fork could be a 5-yard penalty. We'll try it again.
So we'll try that two-point conversion attempt again. Again, that touchdown pass to Lush came with 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Timeout, South Fork.
South Fork will take a timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. Okay, we got 1 minute and 17 remaining here in the first half. Ponies get set to go for two, 18-6. Right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for round 1 of the I8FA playoff football.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
Back here in Cambridge, Illinois, 18-6. And Tracy to Lush on the touchdown connection. Able to score 6 for the Ponies as they get set to attempt their two-point conversion. We just had the false start penalty, so they'll try from 5 yards further out. 9 yards to go. Maybe about 8 here on the two-point conversion. Ponies trying to make this a 10-point game with the two-point conversion. Tracy deep in the backfield. He'll take the snap. He's going to look to get it done through there. He's got a man. Pass is complete, but it's going to fall short. Good coverage there by Watt, able to contain the man on the far sideline. 1:17 remain here in the first half, 18-6 after the Ponies touchdown. And you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Back here on TSSR, Ponies will kick off late as we'll get things flipped around here. Ridgewood will start running to the other side of the field. Or maybe the Ponies went to the line on the wrong end and that just messed everybody up. Somebody was in the wrong there. We got it flipped around and fixed now. Minute and 17 seconds. Staley will be back deep to receive the kick.
Ashton Staley back for the Spartans. Number 11, Jude Walker to kick off for, make that number 10, Stephen Shanks to kick off for the Ponies.
Stephen Shanks on to kick it off. You hear the PA guy there. Doing an excellent job here tonight in Cambridge. There's going to be a squib kick up the middle, fielded by Sandberg. And Sandberg's going to have some room to run. Breaks the tackle there. Pushing towards this near sideline. Still got the feet moving. Finally brought down out of bounds. Well, that's going to be in Ponies territory.
Number 10, Stephen Shanks, along with number 15.
About a 20-yard return there for Sandberg.
Liam
Will
Page.
set the Spartans up.
Spartans will take over 1st and 10 on the Ponies' 37-yard
They're going to call about the 37 is where Sandberg went out of bounds. So definitely a short clock to work with here for Relatively short distance. Good starting field position after the turn by Sandberg. Trying to answer back after that late Ponies touchdown. First and 10. Anderson is going to hand this one over for Franks. Franks picks up a block there, throws out the stiff arm. He's brought down by a couple Ponies there. Number 50, and on the stop, Brody Pop
bring up second down for the Spartans.
Was the initial man there. Spartans working in a bit of a hurry-up offense now, 5-yard run. And 2nd and 5 this time. They're going to wrap it outside for Watt. Almost got brought down high this time. It's going to be a huge loss on this play.
On the carry, tackled by number 22, Ian Dial. Loss on the play brings up 3rd down.
Dial in on the stop. That's basically going to erase that 5-yard run for Franks. And false start.
Flag on the play, false start against the Spartans. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and remain 3rd
So the Spartans trying to work quickly will get charged with the false start. They're going to be back behind the 40. Basically about the Ponies' 42. Just 26 seconds to remain here as we got a lot of conversation going on here. I believe the clock should start to run. It is still paused, however. Anderson's going to fake the handoff this time. He's going to look to throw. Has a man over the middle. That pass is caught. And the first down.
Anderson's pass is complete to number 2, Wes Sandberg.
Sandberg's
out of bounds at the 20-yard
able to reel that one through. Another reception for Sandberg. We're getting about 16 there. Second pass of the game for Anderson. He's up to 30 yards through the air, and that's a timely one this time. Especially as Sandberg's able to get out of bounds. $19 seconds to play here in the first half, and a half that the Spartans have really dominated. And we're going to have a late timeout called here.
Timeout, Spartans.
To be charged towards Ridgewood. 18-6 is the score. Again, if you are on listening to us, make sure to get into that live chat. We had a lot of people in there chatting it up earlier. It's always nice to see who's on listening to us, especially where you're listening to us from. I was informed before the game that our friend from England last week at the Ridgewood West Central game is visiting, I believe, as a friend or a cousin over in Belgium today. Not sure if they are on watching, but we'd love to hear from them as well as everybody else as TSSR goes international. First and 10 play. Again, just 19 seconds to go coming out of the Spartans timeout. Trying to put on another score before halftime. Tracy is going to be an initial handoff for Sandberg. Sandberg trying to make a run towards the pylon. He's going to be hit late.
Roy Sandberg on the carry. He's tackled at about
Flags are going to come
line,
out.
There's a flag on the play.
Good sportsmanship there by Sandberg. And he was hit kind of late there as he was trying to stretch out towards the end zone. He pops up and tells both the guys, hey, I'm all right. However, that will not negate the penalty.
personal foul against South.
So that'll be
half the distance to the goal, and it will be a Ridgewood.
Basically a 19-yard run for Sandberg. Sandberg crosses it over the century mark in yardage.
All right, Spartan fans, let's make some noise. Let's help the boys punch this in. Let's go.
He's up to 116 on the game unofficially. Spartans will have just 1 yard to go. Anderson up under center. He's going to sneak this one through, puts his head down, and scores 6. And just like that, in a late clock situation, Spartans had a minute and 17 seconds to work. They were able to push the ball up the field, got a couple penalties, had that big tackle for loss, but the pass play from Anderson to Sandberg was able to keep the drive alive, and they were able to punch it through. 24-6 is our score. Here, that touchdown came with just 7 seconds before halftime. Two-point conversion attempt. We haven't seen one of these completed for either side here tonight. Will the woes finally change? It appears that they will not. Sandberg brought down in the backfield.
No good.
That is no good. 24-6. Trying to figure out why the scoreboard isn't updating. There it goes. Out time 24-6, a 3-touchdown lead for the Spartans. Ponies will receive the opening kickoff in the second half, as Ridgewood receive the initial kickoff to get us kicked off here tonight.
Number 1, Connor McKegg will kick off for the Spartans. Back for South Fork, number 5.
Connor McKegg on to kick off, Lush back to receive like we've seen all night. And again, short clock situation now for South Fork. Just 7 seconds. McKegg will kick this one off the ground up the middle. Lush will pick it up in the backfield. He's going to look to return this one. And he's going to split down. He's going to split away from the centers. We got a flag. That was a heck of a toss by the referee there. Threw that flag about 15 yards downfield from all the way on the near side. Still a second left on the clock. Not sure what they saw there. Maybe it was a face mask on the tackle. That's about the only thing I can see. Being called from that far out, maybe.
Have a personal
It's
foul
actually be
against South Fork.
a personal foul against South Fork, so not a face mask. Not sure what they saw there. It's just a personal foul. 15-yard penalty, so that return will come back
on their own 20-yard line.
On their own 20 with 1 second to go. I assume that Coach Hanlon will kneel this one out and take us to halftime. Maybe not. Though, as it looks like South Fork's actually going to line up with 3 wide here. And they are going to throw. They're going to throw out for Dial. Ball up in the air. It's intercepted. This one could go back to the end zone, and it will. A pick 6 with 1 second remaining. Anderson brings it in for 6. That's exactly what you don't want to happen there on that play. Anderson with the tip drill interception. And the Spartans score with the clocks at 0-0. Just adding on more before halftime. They're trying to get that one swung out for Lush. I don't think it made it to him. So Spartans defender got hands on it, and Anderson was able to catch it off the tip. 2-point conversion there. Hand off to Sandberg. He's going to bounce it back the other way, trying to break a tackle.
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is no good once
And
again.
that's the end of the first half.
30-6. End of the half.
30.
The Spartans score 2 touchdowns in the span of about 17 seconds of game time. And just like that, a big lead for Ridgewood at halftime. We will take a break, play a quick interview. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of I8FA Round 1 Playoff Football live from Cambridge, Illinois.
As you know, MDH is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So physician and provider recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education, and eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a 4th generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years. That's
a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a 4th generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me. So if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being 4th generation and female. I think that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation? And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here, just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story. You love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of 2, you might be one of 1. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to live with the dizziness day to day, especially concussions as well, that we can treat those things here. Same with pain. You don't have to live with the pain that you're experiencing. We have the ability to help you.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets a much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. Some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Hello and welcome back. We are at the halftime break here in Cambridge, Illinois. And John Burton joining you here tonight. I've heard the PA guy talk about these award-winning pork chops all night, so during halftime break I went over there and indulged a little bit, and I have to say it was pretty good. 30-6 is our score in favor of the number 3 seeded Ridgewood Spartans. We'll go over some stats here at halftime as I try to pull up some scores from some other round 1 playoff football contests that are going on here tonight. We will start first for the South Fork Ponies. In the rushing department, it's been Ian Dial, number 22. He's got 9 rushes for 41 yards unofficially. Brody Lush has 4 rushes for 15 yards. And then Jared Tracy, number 2, has 2 rushes for 8 yards. They've got it done through the air, though. Again, they had that big completion that set up their eventual touchdown from Tracy to Lush. That one went for 36 yards. And that Tracy has 2 completions tonight. For the Ridgewood Spartans side, Wes Sandberg only 1 carry tonight for 5 yards. Owen Anderson had that quarterback sneak that went for a yard and a touchdown. Roy Sandberg has been the man here tonight for the Spartans. 10 carries, 116 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Gavin Franks has been getting it done as well. 11 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown of his own. Ashton Staley got it kicked off tonight. He received the first touch of the game out of scrimmage for the Spartans. His run went for 2 yards. And then Sean Watt on the day, he has 2 carries for -1 yard. Through the air, Owen Anderson up to 30 yards, and Wes Sandberg has both of those receptions, a 12-yard and an 18-yard. I'm still trying to get some scores pulled up here. Those are your halftime stats. We'll get it flipped over to quarter number 3 as well.
Thanks, guys.
As we will take another quick break and be back with you for the start of the third quarter. Again, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, coverage of I8FA Round 1 playoff football.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care, some people like to take more of a holistic, and I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back here. South Fork will receive the opening kickoff. And we are in Cambridge, Illinois. 36 Spartans lead. Got a couple scores here coming in from around the state. We score in the St. Anne, St. Thomas More game. St. Anne 15, St. Thomas More 6. Martinsville is up over Milford Cissna Park 30-22. A bit of a dogfight down there in Martinsville. And the score in the Polo Alden Hebron game. Polo is at 50, and Alden Hebron, I believe, is at 12. So South Fork's return will not go for much there. A great tackle this time by Hayden McCleary Larson.
Ponies will take over 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line.
Ponies take over on their own 36. We're back here in Cambridge. And set for second half action. Fresh 24 minutes for both these sides. And man, this game really got flipped on its head there in about the last 2 minutes of game time. As the Spartans were able to score a touchdown. There was a big penalty on the preceding kickoff. There's a big tackle there by number 73, Mason Blackledge. As I was saying, there's a penalty on the kickoff that set the Ponies back to around their own 15-yard line. They went for a deep shot, trying to end the half on a positive note. It was picked off by Anderson. He brought it all the way back in for 6. So what became a relatively close 18-6 ball game exploded into 30-6 in the blink of an eye. Now the Ponies are going to have to crawl their way back down in this gap. That's a bit of a high tackle this time. He's brought down
Number 5, Brody Lush
by the
on
shoulder
carry,
pads.
tackled
Looks
by
like
number
Lush on the
96,
carry. No
Tyler
flag down.
Bethel.
3rd and 10 now.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 10 for South Fork.
Lush able to just get back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. South Fork 3rd down play. They will bring Ian Dial back into the game again. He's been their leading rusher here tonight. Tracy will send a man into motion. They're going to look to throw. He's going to have Lush. The ball comes out. Hit Lush in the chest. Just couldn't reel it in. Might have heard footsteps there. Great coverage by the Ridgewood defense. That was Sandberg and Watt over there. And that'll bring up 4th down deep in Ponies territory. Yeah, I expect 4th and 10. They are going to elect to punt this one away. So big defensive stand for Ridgewood to this point. High snap this time. They are going to get it, but no, they are. It's going to be blocked. It's going to be almost fielded in the backfield. And that's going to be fielded right around the 15. Spartans almost came up with that one, man. They would have been sniffing a touchdown as well, as the Spartans defense rallies there, able to block the kick. And that'll be great starting field position for Ridgewood to open up this second half. Sorry, Tom, we don't put the clock on the scoreboard. It's just one of those things. It's one more things that they have to manage and make sure to click it on and off at the same time. And doing that, running the scoreboard and keeping stats, it just it doesn't work out. My brain can't handle it. There is 10 minutes and 13 seconds here in the 3rd quarter, though. We'll try to say that as often as we can. This is going to be an end around over for Sean Watt. Sean Watt rushing towards the pylon. Ridgewood said he got it in. I think they're going to mark him just short.
Brody Lush, but it looks like it'll be 1st and goal.
About a 14-yard run there for Watt. Sniffs the touchdown, does Watt. That's going to set Ridgewood up with just 1 yard to go, if that. Anderson back up under center. He snuck one in earlier. This time they're going to head it off to Franks, who is going to go into the end zone. Another touchdown for Gavin Franks. As Franks now matches Sandberg with 2 touchdowns in the game. 36-6, Spartans lead by 30 here in Cambridge. Another 2-point conversion attempt. They're going to go to Watt, and this one's going to be good. We are 7 touchdowns into the game. That is the first completed 2-point conversion. So that'll extend the lead 38-6. Touchdown 2-point conversion come at just 10 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. And with that, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to live with the dizziness day to day, especially concussions as well, that we can treat those things here. Same with pain. You don't have to live with the pain that you're experiencing. We have the ability to help you.
Number 5, Brody Lush back.
38-6 is the score. Still getting the scoreboard set up there. There it goes, 38-6. South Fork will get set to receive the kickoff. And again, South Fork Ponies team, I mean, they've played good offense and spurts. They had the long completion on the pass play. They've been able to march down the field a couple of times on the ground, just haven't been able to cap it off. And that's really a testament to the Spartans defense. They've been excellent here tonight as well. This is a deep kick this time. Lush is going to pick it up right around the 10. Clock will start to run. Fields along the near sideline, and Lush is going to be brought down right around the 25. They're going to, looks like they're going to mark him down right around the Ponies 26. So 1st and 10 after the blocked punt and subsequent touchdown and 2-point conversion for the Spartans. Ponies working from behind, deep hole that they're going to have to surmount here in round 1. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Tracy, South Fork looking to go through the air. He's going to have Lush around the near sideline, trying to cut it back inside. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Franks.
Number 5, Brody Lush, tackled by number 25, Roy Sandberg. Number 4, Owen Anderson. It'll be 2nd down for the Ponies.
As I've dropped my pencil back behind the bleachers, I'll run down and grab that real quick. Actually, standing here isn't that bad. Maybe we'll just stay down here. My pass play goes for about 6 yards. You got to expect the Ponies offense is going to try to hurry up here. Again, they are working against the clock late. A big lead out for Ridgewood. This pass is completed to Dial along the far sideline. Makes a couple cuts, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Tracy's pass complete to number 22, Ian Dial. Tackled by number 1, Connor McKegg. It'll be good for a South Fork 1st down.
Just under 9 minutes, 8:55 to play. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after back-to-back pass plays. 1 to Lush, 1 to Dial. Looks like Tracy will get set to throw again. He's going to look for Lush around the far sideline. He's going to have that one complete inbounds. Stops the clock once again, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. About another 5-yard passing play over for Lush. Five completions on the game for Tracy. He does have the 1 interception there late in the 1st half. South Fork trying to do everything they can to slow this game down, not let time off the clock. You can see they're really working it towards the sideline, trying to keep as much time as they can. Tracy will keep this time. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Looked like maybe he lost his footing there in the backfield.
3rd down for the Ponies.
Clock will roll as Tracy is brought down inbounds. Just over 8 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. And the winner of this one will take on either Milledgeville or South Beloit. We'll find out who that will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. over in Milledgeville. 7 minutes, 45 seconds. They're going to split them out 3 wide here to the inside. It's going to be a quick screen out for Dial. Dial has the pass caught. He's going to be brought down out of bounds. Pass will go for
pass is complete to Ian Dial,
about 7 yards there, maybe for Dial.
To be short of the 1st down, it'll bring up 4th down for South Fork.
Just short, maybe 6 there for Dial. So another 4th down for the Ponies. And again, they've been faced with this situation a lot here tonight. This Spartans defense has been excellent. Again, allowed just 6 points to this point. Three down linemen. Tracy with Dial in the backfield. He's got a pair of receivers to the far sideline. One on the inside. We got a flag down here.
Delay of game against
South Fork.
And remain 4th down.
So that 4th down just got a little further back. Definitely not what you want to see there. Six minutes and 45 seconds, 4th and about 8 to go after the 5-yard penalty. Yeah, I expect South Fork go through the air. They will. Tracy under a little bit of pressure, and he's brought to a knee. A sack for Gavin Franks. And that'll set the Spartans up on the Ponies 30. And things go from bad to worse. A big tackle there in the backfield from Franks. Yeah, Franks looked like he kind of just wrapped up one of those legs. Tracy might have lost balance, dropped to a knee. And just like that, Ridgewood has the ball back, and again, they're in prime scoring territory. .38-6 Spartans take over, 1st and 10. They're going to start off with a run for Franks. He's going to be brought down hard by Elder.
Gavin Franks on the carry, tackled by number 70.
Franks will lose about a yard on that carry.
1 on the play brings up 2nd down for the Spartans.
And Elder has been excellent tonight. He's had a couple TFLs, a couple big tackles down the field. One of the bright spots on this Pony side. Sorry, Tom, I'm not sure what the score of the Pawnee game is. Haven't got any coverage over there tonight so far. Hopefully we'll get as many scores as we can before the end of the night. Again, we had a late start, so a lot of those games should be wrapping up before we're done here.
Number 42, Sean Watt on the carry. Tackle is made by number 2, Jared Tracy. Bring up 3rd down for
Jared
Ridgewood.
Tracy in on a stop, another short run for Ridgewood. 3rd and about 8 now. For that run for Watt. Watt up to 3 carries on the game for 18 yards. And one of his carries here in the first half, man, he had 18 yards back and forth. Anderson, 3rd and 8. They're going to hand it off for Franks. He picks up a nice block down Franks. Franks will have the 1st down and more, puts his head down into the 2nd level up inside the 10.
Number 34, Gavin Franks gets the Ridgewood Spartan 1st down.
1st down, a run for Franks. Clock will continue to run. 5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Long run there for Franks. About 9 yards to go to the end zone, just inside the 10. Anderson, they're going to give it off for Sandberg this time, and he's going to be brought down by Tracy.
By number 25, Roy
Tracy
Sandberg.
able to bring him
Made by number 2, Jared
down.
Tracy.
A low hit there.
Bring up 2nd and goal for Ridgewood.
Able to stand Sandberg up. Was able to pick up a couple there. Four minutes and 15 seconds. Spartans knocking on the door once again. Anderson surveys. They're going to hand it off for Sandberg, and he's going to be through and in. Another touchdown for Roy Sandberg. He's got 3 here tonight, and he's got 128 yards unofficially. 44-6 now. And again, this game was played very, very close throughout a majority of this first half. With just 10 minutes to go in the it's about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. It was 18-6. But the interception at the end and then the block punt here to open up this half. And the Spartans have taken advantage of really blowing this thing open. We got looks like we're going to have maybe a timeout called. Ridgewood will take their first of the half. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Back here in Cambridge, 44-6. Spartans getting set to go for two. They take their first time out here of the second half. Tom, I was just looking at the schedule, and it appears that the Pawnee and Metro East Lutheran game will be played tomorrow, actually. So that game not in progress currently. That game will be streamed, however, right here on TSSR Game Time Live. Also tomorrow, we have the number 4 and number 13 matchup between the Amboy Clippers and the West Central Heat. Again, the aforementioned Milledgeville and South Beloit game winner will play what appears is going to be Ridgewood here tonight if they are able to get the job done and close this out. That two-point conversion is good.
Two-point conversion
That'll put
good.
the Spartans up 40. Yeah, that game appears it will kick off around 1 o'clock. Milledgeville and South Beloit. The Amboy and West Central game will follow suit. West Carroll and Flanagan will also kick off at 1 o'clock. That's the number 7 and number 10 matchup. In 11-man football, we have the Macomb and Murfreesboro game. That game being played in Macomb. That is some Class 4A football for the I8FA. And then the number 1 and number 16 Pawnee and Metro East Lutheran. Looks like that game is scheduled to kick off around 6 o'clock, so late kickoff there on a Saturday afternoon. But all those aforementioned games will be right here on TSSR Game Time Live. Again, we're getting to as many of the 8-man football games as we can. And again, being kind of central in the Macomb area, there's a lot of long drives here tonight. And basically about 2 hours and 45 minutes up to Polo. The St. Anne crew had to go basically over 3 hours, and as well as the Martinsville squad, they went basically about 4. I did that trip, I believe it was last year, down to Martinsville. Not a fun drive down here, but we do it so we can put these games on for all the people out watching, as this return by Lush along the far sideline. Once again, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. The clock will roll as we are in running clock territory with the Spartans up 40. And again, this is a really young South Fork roster, at least according to the rosters that I was given. Again, the only senior is quarterback Jared Tracy. There's a swarm of juniors and sophomores and a couple freshmen there at the bottom, but having that much youth on your roster and being able to have a playoff appearance against a really tough Ridgewood Spartans team is definitely something that can help build towards the future. We'll hope to get Coach Hanlon on after the game for a bit of a post-game interview, as well as Coach Elder for their squads respectively. Tracy will throw to Dial along the near sideline. Watt will push him out of bounds.
Ian Dial, he's out of bounds.
Gonna go for about
a little help from number 42, Sean Watt.
We'll see if they give him the first down or not. Looks like he's gonna be just short.
We ask you to please remember to keep your headlights off while the athletes are playing.
Tracy now up to 7 completions on the game. And Mark Dial just short, 2nd and 1 yard to go for the first down. A little bit of a low snap. Tracy throws to Dial once again. He's going to have the first down before being brought down. That tackle by number 11, Hayden McCleary Larson.
Tackle by number 11, Hayden McCleary Larson. It is good for a South Fork first down.
Fresh set of downs. Clock continues to roll. Minute and 45 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Tracy, another low snap goes down and gets this one. He's going to scramble to the far sideline. Looks like he's going to tuck this one away. He's going to pick up basically about 4 yards there on the scramble.
Number 2, Jared Tracy on the keeper. He's out of bounds about the 50-yard line.
Basically right at
Second
midfield.
down for the Ponies.
Second and 7, 55 seconds here in the third quarter. It's been almost exclusively through the air here for South Fork. They're going to look to throw over for Lush once again. Ball bounces out of his hands.
Jared Tracy's pass
Would have been a tough catch. Tracy's pass was a little bit low there, which will bring us over for third down. Third and 7. Ball will be snapped with under 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Tracy under a little bit of pressure, is able to step up there. But he's going to be brought down. Ball on the ground. Ball still on the ground. Pony's able to field it. This is Lush able to pick it up, and he's going to break it towards the far sideline. Lush is going to make something out of this. A broken play. Russ tiptoeing on the sideline, but he steps out.
I can't even explain what just happened. Number 5, Brody Lush ended up with the ball, and he's out of bounds. Looks like
If you hear the PA announcer there, he can't even explain what he just saw, and I'm kind of in the same boat. That ball was fumbled about 3 times. Lush picked it up. We went from one sideline to the other. It'll be a first down for the Ponies after the quick break. I'll bring us into quarter number 4. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, coverage of I8FA playoff football here in round 1.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Back here in Cambridge, as we get squads flipped around here. Fourth quarter action, 40-point lead for the Ridgewood Spartans. If you had told me before the game we would be looking at this type of score, I would have called you crazy, and it didn't feel like it was going to end up that way in the first half. But here we are, another short snap. Tracy's going to look downfield, just out of the hands. Looks like that's number 8 down there. Miles Norris, the intended receiver. That would have been a big play downfield from Tracy to Norris. Just a touch overthrown. That was set up second down. Tracy up under center. They're going to put a man in motion. It's Lush. He will get the handoff. Able to avoid a tackle there. Picks up a block here towards the near sideline. And he will run out of bounds, pushed way out of bounds. Flag down on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
You can call it late hit here, I believe. That's what it looks like. And it will be a personal foul on the Spartans, so that'll tack on 15 yards. Ponies now up inside the 20, right about the 15, it appears. (10 minutes and 30 seconds). Here in the final quarter of play, we're approaching the end. Tracy fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. Nice block downfield. Tracy marching towards the end zone, and he will be in. Touchdown for Jared Tracy.
Blocked by number 50.
Here's that number 50 with the block. Brody Pop able to free up Tracy for the touchdown. As the Ponies engines start revving after that 6-point score. (46-12). Touchdown comes at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Tracy's going to look to pass for the 2-point conversion. It's got a man wide open. Doesn't get much easier
2-point conversion
than that.
And with 10:16 left in the game, your score is the Ridgewood Spartans 46.
As that'll score 2 for the Ponies. 46-14 is the score. We'll take a break. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of I8FA Round 1 Playoff Football.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Back here in Cambridge, still a lot of people on listening to us here. Again, want to give a big shout out to everybody who has watched and listened to us here tonight. Again, I'm feeling a touch under the weather. I kind of mentioned this in the pregame show. If I was feeling sick before, 2.5 hours out here in the cold is probably going to put me down, but that's what we got to do here, man. There's a lot of people making sacrifices, and I guess that's just what we have to do. That's jokes. That's all jokes. 46-14. Squib kick up the middle is going to be fielded by the Spartans in the backfield. This is number 5 on the return. Byron Couture still on his feet is
Number
Couture.
5, Byron Couture returns the kick. He's tackled
42-yard line. That's about where that's going to be marked down at. Lushan on the stop. Clock will run 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Again, we hope to at least get Coach Elder up here after the game. We'll ask him a couple questions, see how he's feeling about moving on here in the postseason. Again, I was listening to the I8FA podcast on the drive over here, and they mentioned on there that this is the second or third year in a row, I believe they said third year in a row, that these two teams have met in the opening round of the playoffs. Last year, I believe it was the 9-8 game. This year, a little bit different circumstances, 3-14. As this run play will fall short. Wadden on the, excuse me, that's number 44, Lane Lawson.
Colonius. It'll be second down.
And on the carry. So a couple different Spartans in on the game. Eight minutes and 30 seconds. Rolling clock here in Cambridge. Snapped in the middle. There's going to be a handoff out for number 5. This is Byron Couture.
Byron Couture on the carry.
He's going to be brought down by number 44, Braden Colonius, and number 40, Carter Foley.
Carter Foley. It'll be third down for the Spartans.
I'll set up third down for Ridgewood. Ponies defense holding strong there. Again, this is all about just getting some of these young kids in there, getting them a little playoff football atmosphere, a little experience under their belt. A big block there in the backfield. This is going to be wrapped to the outside for McCleary Larson. He's going to have the first down. At least he's close.
11, Hayden McCleary
Stepped out of bounds
Larson
right around that yard marker. We'll see where they mark him down. Looks like they're going to stay just a bit short. I'll set up 4th and inches, maybe half a yard. See, they're almost directly out in front of the camera here. Fourth and 1, 7 minutes. Can the Spartans keep the drive alive here? They're going to try to sneak it up the middle. Looks like they're going to have the first down, and they do.
McCleary Larson on the keeper, and he gets the
Hayden McCleary Larson able to fall forward for about 3 yards there, maybe 2 or 3. But above Ellis got the first down. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Clock still rolling along here. Try to get some final scores from around the area. Again, we had a late start here, 7:30. A lot of the other games should be wrapped up or close to wrapping up. And it was a big lead earlier on for Polo, taking on Alden Hebron. It's going to be a run for Lane Lawson. He's going to pick up about 8 there on the carry.
By number 40, Carter Foley.
Looks like the final in Polo was Marcos 58, Giants 20. So a big win there for the number 2 seeded Polo Marcos. They're going to be a tough team to knock off here in the postseason. They have been playing extremely well. The St. Thomas More game appears that there's been a lot of struggles with the internet down there. They're still in the 3rd quarter, but I'm guessing that game has already been wrapped up. The stream's just a little bit delayed. At that point, the Cardinals lead 22-12 somewhere in the 3rd quarter. This is going to be a TFL. Byron Couture, as we have a pony a little bit slow to get up there on the field. Definitely don't want to see that here late in this game. Try to get everyone off the field as quickly and as healthy as you can. In the Martinsville-Milford-Cissna Park game, 52-22, Martinsville up over the Bearcats, and that was a close game for a majority. Just checking in on the scores whenever I did. I believe I have the score when I checked in right coming out of halftime of this contest was 30-22. So the Blue Streaks really putting it on to the Bearcats there as a fumble here.
By number 44, Lane Lawson, tackled by number 50.
Lawson in on the carry.
It'll be 4th down for Ridgewood.
Gonna lose yards there. It'll be 4th down for Ridgewood. We also have some Class 1A football on TSSR tonight between Rushville Industry and the Ottawa Market. We will see what the score was looking like in that one. It looks like the Crusaders are up 37 over the Rockets. That game has concluded. Just one of the area teams that we like to cover here on TSSR. Going down in the 1st round there. Spartans will punt this one away. A high arcing punt. Didn't go very far. It took a pony's bounce as well.
Byron Couture's punt is down.
We'll go for about 15 yards from the spot he punted it.
South Fork 35, where they will take over 1st and 10.
And again, tomorrow, Saturday afternoon football, some more I8FA Round 1 playoff action, Millersville, South Beloit. As it appears the Ridgewood Spartans will take on the winner over there. Either way that game goes, it should set up a pretty nice contest in the 2nd round. South Beloit team has been playing very well as of recently, and we know how high-powered that Milledgeville offense is. It'll make for a fun matchup for these Ridgewood Spartans. And boy, West Central also going on tomorrow, and a rematch of a regular season game that West Central lost in their second to last game of the season, I do believe. West Carroll versus Flanagan. That's one that you would keep an eye on. That could be a real banger in the 7 to 10 matchup here in playoff football time. West Carroll, another team that has been playing very well, and Flanagan is year in and year out a very, very solid I8FA football program. And of course, the number 1 Pawnee Indians are taking on number 16, Metro East Lutheran, in a game that everyone probably has Pawnee slotted in to win. We'll see what happens there. That game is a later kickoff. It looks like it's scheduled for 6 o'clock. The other 3 are at 1. All those games will be right here on the TSSR Game Time Live YouTube channel. So if you have any friends watching over in those games, make sure to let them know. As the lone senior on this South Fork Ponies team, Jared Tracy, will come off the field. You can see him over there embracing with his coaches and teammates. Tracy did everything he could in this game, trying to keep the Pony season alive. But this Ridgewood squad is going to be a tough team to knock off, coming out of the number 3 seed. So we hand it off up the middle, and it's going to be brought forward for a first down. We get Tracy, the lone senior, and we mentioned a couple of times here tonight, a lot of youth on this Pony squad. You expect to see them back here next year and the year following. A lot of youth and a lot of talent for sure. Minute and 30 seconds to play Ponies with the football. It's going to be handoff over for number 7, Marshall Brandon. And he's going to be brought down. Looks like his number 83, or maybe it's 82, Ashton Staley.
83, make that Cannon Park to bring up second down for the Ponies.
No, it was 83, Cannon Park. Park, the senior, and on the field here late, able to come up with the tackle. Second and 5 play. Clock rolls under a minute, 45 seconds. We a direct snap and a handoff over for number 9. This time, Griff Swinger. Able to make a nice little run there. And Swinger is one of those freshmen that we talked about on this Ponies roster. And we get a pretty big touch here late. And Ponies will come to the line, but the clock will expire, so that'll wrap things up here in this first round matchup. The number 3 seed Ridgewood Spartans hold true against the number 14 seeded South Fork Ponies, 46-14. And a big win for Ridgewood, able to get their playoff run started. Again, they will either take on the number 6 seeded Milledgeville Missiles or the number 11 seeded South Beloit next weekend in the second round. A game to be played tomorrow to determine a winner there, but this Ridgewood squad, again, they only have 1 loss on the regular season. They took that in their first week against the Amboy Clippers, and Amboy picked up the number 4 seed here in the playoffs. But ever since that loss, man, this Ridgewood team has just been different. Thank you. As Alyssa is concluding her night, again, it was a chilly night up here. We hope to get Coach Elder up here at least. We'll see if he works his way up. We'll go over some final stats as well. On the game, rushing, Jared Tracy finishes with 15 yards on 5 carries unofficially. Ian Dial on the game led the way, 10 carries for 43 yards. Brody Lush has 5 carries for 16 yards. Through the air, Tracy was able to get it done a lot, especially there in the second half with the Ponies trailing. He had to go to the air quite a bit. He finishes the day with 7 completions for 63 yards because had that big interception on the tip play in the first half. Lush, receiving-wise, is able to pick up 47 yards on 4 receptions, and Ian Dial had 3 catches for 22 yards. For the victorious Ridgewood Spartans, Roy Sandberg finishes the game with 11 carries, 128 yards, and 3 touchdowns. A big game for Sandberg. Gavin Franks on the game, 13 rushing attempts for 61 yards, as well as 2 touchdowns. Owen Anderson, the quarterback here tonight, was able to rush for 1 touchdown on the 1-yard quarterback sneak, and Wes Sandberg had 1 carry for 5 yards. Sean Watt had 3 carries for 18 yards, and then Ashton Staley had that initial carry for about 1 yard. Owen Anderson through the air tonight, only 2 passes and 2 completions, I should say. Both of those to Wes Sandberg for 30 yards. So again, we will break here. Hopefully, we'll see if Coach Elder makes his way up here. We will break. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live post-game here in the round 1 of I8FA playoff action.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care, some people like to take more of a holistic, and I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
So back here in Cambridge, I believe Coach Elder will work his way down here. He's up talking to the radio right now. We'll wait here for him to return again. Big shout out to everybody who is still on listening to us here for the post-game portion of the show. This is going to be my first time interviewing a coach, so we'll see how this goes. Just a bit nervous, especially here, you know. Just one of those things that you got to do. Again, TSSR Game Time Live will be bringing you almost I believe all of the first round games. We should be able to get to all the second round games, so we'll be with you for all of the I8FA postseason. As it is November, that means postseason football. I mean, November 1st, I mean, you can tell it's a November night out here. It has been chilly all night. My hands were freezing before we even had kickoff, and I mean, the late start definitely didn't help that, but no sign of Coach Jeffrey tonight from the Galva Wildcats. I thought maybe he would stop in for a little bit, relieve me of some of the partial talking duties. If you're still in the chat, maybe you can drop a question in there so that we can ask Coach Elder about, as long as it's appropriate, you know. If you are a Ridgewood fan and want to hear Coach Elder's take on something. So if the Milledgeville Missiles are to win tomorrow, they would be the top or the higher of the two seeds there. I believe we'll be back in Cambridge for round 2 play. However, if South Beloit is to win, then Ridgewood would have to travel over to South Beloit to play that game. And they try to split it up so you don't play 2 home games in a row, but the higher seed usually gets home field advantage, and that would stay true if Milledgeville were to win. We'd be playing here in Cambridge. Again, we got through some of the other final scores here tonight. Big slate of football games tomorrow. We'll take another break as we wait for Coach Elder to make his way down here. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
And welcome back here. It sounds like Coach Elder is going to get ready to make his way down here. I think I heard the radio guys starting to wrap things up there. Still a couple of people on tailing on here towards the tail end as I just opened the Xbox app on accident. We'll get that closed. Just like that. As here comes Coach Elder. We'll get the mic turned up here shortly. Hello, Coach. Congratulations, first off.
Appreciate it.
Obviously a big win here in round one. I was listening to the I8FA podcast on my way over here, and they mentioned on here that this is the third year in a row that you guys have been matched up with South Fork in the first round of the playoffs. That's pretty interesting. You got the job done here tonight. The offense obviously played great, but I really thought the defense really stepped it up to another level. You got anything you want to speak on in terms of that?
I wasn't happy with our first half effort, to be honest with you, but they did settle in and played better. We were able to force some turnovers. I tell you what, while we weren't crisp in the first half, we made them have to drive the ball, which then led to some errors on their part that we were able to take advantage of. So that part we did it. You know, we've been a bend, but don't break defense, and so that was good. But I was really happy. You know, to come out to start second half and get that stop right away was what we needed to have happen. Yeah, obviously. And then at the end of the second quarter there, that late interception and the score by Owen Anderson, that definitely really flipped it on its head. Would you consider that sort of a turning point in this contest? I felt like we were in control, but I tell you what, the whole sequence there, they scored with 1:12 left, to make it 18-6. We get the ball back. We had a nice return out of Roy. We were able to get a nice drive together and punch it in there with 7 seconds left. That was a good drive by our kids in a good situation. So, we get that score. And then, I tell you what, on the play, obviously did a great job of getting the end zone. Gavin Franks tipped that pass, and that was a great play by Gavin. So we were pretty solid there. Like I said, yes, to score, right, you score 12 points in 10 seconds. That's a helpful way. I was unbelievably frustrated with our execution on 2-point conversions in the first half. So to score twice and get both 2-point conversions in the second half was good going into next week. Yeah, absolutely. And, again, next week we will be looking at Milledgeville or South Beloit, both which should be pretty interesting matchups for Ridgewood, both two teams you haven't seen yet in the regular season as well. You want to talk a little bit maybe about both of those teams, what you've seen if you even started? You know what? I haven't watched the second of either one of them. I haven't seen anything on them yet. I'm trying to decide if I'll probably go up to Milledgeville tomorrow, and that'll be the first time I'll get to see them. I know that Milledgeville's obviously got an explosive offense, and Micah Tom-Smith has been their been their running back for it seems like the last 6 years, but I've only been following him for 3. He's a heck of a player, and their young freshman quarterback has played well. And I know they got a lot of explosion and a nice football team. I don't know anything about South Beloit with the new coach there. I haven't seen them at all. I knew the previous coach, Coach Morrow, and so I had a little idea what they do. I have not seen them at all, but they've obviously continued to build on what they'd started there and have a nice club too. So, Coach, going back, I know this is going back a long ways, but the start of the season here, you dropped the first game of the year against the Amboy Clippers, and since then you've won 9 straight games now and going into playoff play. Was there like a situation in the locker room after that game where you could tell that the kids really took that loss personally and really just started to build here in the season? Well, I think going into that first game, we'd listened to a lot of outside noise. We'd had a lot of people, our kids, obviously we didn't play well in the championship game against them a year ago. And so, you got to play Amboy, but I mean, we lost 36-8, and they beat us. They did. They beat us, But we had moved the ball and didn't finish drives. And, again, we weren't terrible defensively, but we had a new scheme and things like that. But so I think we didn't talk a lot about things. We just talked about what we need to improve on. We felt like the game was closer than it was going to be, and we felt like if we just continued to improve and work on us, we could do some good things. And then, that's worked out. And, obviously, we were able to meet up with them a few weeks later and get a win there. But, my dad was very much a believer in focusing on you and trying to improve things that way. And that's just, we worry about us, and we just try to continue to improve all year long. And I really feel like we've done that. And like I said, tonight, getting to that little 2-minute set and getting a score there, very happy for that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have built up a ton of momentum here going into the postseason. We'll be excited to cover you next week, whether it is against Milledgeville or South Beloit. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to come down here for the post-game interview.
Thanks a bunch. We appreciate all you guys do for 8-Man. Thanks a bunch.
Appreciate you, Coach. Congratulations once again.
Thanks.
So that was Coach Elder of the Ridgewood Spartans. Again, we will see them next week, whether it be Milledgeville or South Beloit. That's still yet to be determined, as we will wrap up our broadcast here tonight. A 46-14 win. The Spartans take this one over the Ponies. I've been John Burton. Alyssa, who's joining me on the camera here tonight, she's already pieced out, and I'm getting ready to do just the same. So for TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, this has been your coverage of I8FA Round 1 football. We will see you tomorrow and next week.